Israel's doing in Palestine. Oh, let's take his Jew card away. No more Passover for him.
Yeah. No, I think that's absurd.
Here's the truth, Rabbi, and this is how I feel, and I say this respectfully because you know I have respect for you. If they're chasing me away, right? Good morning, Kate. So the Jewish community has enough problems as it is. The last thing you want to do is isolate an ally, whether he's Jewish or not. So these fucking dumb people who gatekeep Judaism on this app really need to take a look in the mirror.
I agree. If only we could get those Knicks. Come on.
Oh, dude, the Knicks were straight trash last night, man.
Just breaking my heart all the time.
Man, I tell you what, hey, good morning, Big Stank. Yeah, let me tell you something. Hart had a horrible game. Mikal Bridges shoots, as soon as he touches the ball, bro, he's shooting, and it was an atrocity last night.
He was terrible.
We gave up 5 no more picks for this trash.
Yeah, he was terrible. I like to see Shaman in there. I like that, but they should have played Deuce McBride. He's really been inconsistent.
They should have played Deuce. They should have played Deuce, and they should have played Robinson more. I don't know why he was on the bench so much.
Agreed.
So let me just do a real quick.
Yeah, do your thing.
Thank you. No, but hang out for a while. Yo, King, check this out. This room, it was a piggyback off yesterday's room, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because last night I went into another room, and I got kind of dressed down. Good morning, Bree. I kind of got dressed down that I only mod self-hating blacks. And my response was, first off, King and I have a friendship offline. We don't sit there and talk race. We talk business, we talk love, we talk women, we talk whatever we talk, what men talk about. But race ain't one of them. I said, I had no problems with what he said. I said, so now you want to take away his black card because his narrative don't fit yours? And then they brought up a couple of other people that I roll with on this app, like Sig, who I love, Anthony Edwards, who I love and respect. I was like, damn, all these gatekeepers, right? The hypocrisy. What exactly? I'm just curious. What's the definition of being black in America that you don't fit the narrative, King? It didn't make any sense to me. But, guys, if you're on stage, please ping people in. King, if you want to come up, you're more than welcome to. Big Stank, long time no see. Good to see you, bro. So, yeah, the hypocrisy at its finest. I say that Israel needs to come up with a different plan, and they, oh my God, you would have thought I stole their matzah. What's going on? I'm not allowed to criticize Israel or Netanyahu. Listen, what's the definition of insanity? Do the same thing over and over again, hoping for different results. That's what I see what's going on in Gaza. What's going on is they're doing the same thing every fucking day. Meanwhile, innocent people, and I have a bleeding heart for people, but unnecessary death by starvation, my opinion.
I mean, you know, war isn't like going to the roller coaster park and getting cotton candy and popcorn. I mean, it's a fight to the finish. It's a fight, to death. I mean, it's a funeral procession. So, I mean, when I saw a video yesterday that was so shocking. And then I realized, you know what? I bet you that video is fake. So I put it into Grok. I said, can you analyze this video and tell me if it's AI generated? Yeah, it was AI generated. And I have a friend who is apparently a bleeding heart liberal when it comes to only Gaza, mind you, not a lot of other topics, just Gaza. And he carries around thousands of photos of children on his phone. So there's like a mental health component to this conflict that has severely impacted people. And, I don't want to bring up abortion in America and the 100,000 children that die every month in this country. But if things aren't relative, I mean, then it's all just spam communication and propaganda and politics, really, at the end of the day. All communication, all these conversations are political.
Listen, I'm definitely not a bleeding heart liberal, but that war's going on over 2 years now, I believe. What's changed besides the destruction of that area, right? That's just how I see it. I believe it's the size of Rhode Island. They're supposedly the greatest military or intelligence in the world, and yet they can't eliminate Hamas. Here's the problem: when you kill somebody's father, brother, sister, mother, whatever it may be, those people's family remember. All you're doing is creating another Hamas. That's how I see it. It's going to be Hamas 2.0. So why continue that fight? Why not? And I'm not saying keep Hamas in power, but come up with a different plan, bro. And if people say Hamas, will say Hamas is stealing all the aid. I don't believe that anymore. Not all of it. I don't think there's enough going in. But that's just my opinion. Good morning, Maisry.
Yeah, but you make it seem like a monolith. When people just say the term Israel, it's really meaningless. I mean, it's individuals who are involved in the conflict. Nobody really wants to fly a plane and drop a bomb over there. People would much rather prefer the hostages are released and cessation of hostilities. I mean, nobody wants to fight to the death. And Israel doesn't want that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's the fighter pilots. It's the tank commanders.
I disagree with you. I think Hamas wants to fight to the death. I really do.
Yeah, well, Hamas does. What I'm saying is your typical average is it's just the government issues, meaning that it's the leadership which is unwilling to bend. That's probably the point. Is Hamas is unwilling to bend that knee, and that's really if you read the Tao Te Ching, if you bend in the like that movie Dune, if you bend in like a reed in the wind, I mean that's really, I mean. Can't Israel or the leadership ask for any type of reciprocation or any type of respect? I mean, if you want respect, you give respect. So, I don't know. Do you think Hamas gives them the respect that they are asking for?
Okay, so what's the end game, Edmund? What's the end game over there?
Well, that's the same thing everywhere. There is no end game. It's a now moment, and that's all you can contend with. And if you look at the word Israel, he who wrestles with God, or he will become God, whatever that is. I mean, what its meaning is it's a jujitsu, which is it's a dance. It's a perpetual dance. And Israel, unfortunately, is surrounded by hostile people, but they have the soldiers, the technology, the wisdom, and the finances to perpetually secure the border. So unfortunately, this is the song that never ends, and it's the movie that never ends. I mean, you're like angry because there's no conclusion, but there won't be a conclusion. This is a movie that runs 24 hours a day.
But there can be a conclusion. I don't know, man. I think that Netanyahu only has one vision, and he's not going to focus on other options. But like I said, but by me saying that, right? Just me saying that, I lose my Jew card. I'm not a Jew anymore. I don't know what the other options are, Dr. Wise. You're Dr. Wise. You tell me. There has to be another way. So I don't have that answer. I'm not that smart.
Yeah, but Netanyahu isn't all or nothing. You're making it seem like he's an all or nothing person. He's a very sophisticated person. He's like a Trump, meaning he goes hard and goes to the all or nothing position in order to negotiate a better solution. I mean, it's a pretty good. It's like making an offer on a house, or you see what I'm saying? I mean, you're going all or nothing on someone who's probably much more dynamic than that.
But listen, let me say this. I'm gonna say this again. Good morning, Norman. Let's say one of the top 5 or 10 militaries in the world, one of the top 3 probably intelligence agencies in the world, and they can't figure out how to get rid of Hamas in an area the size of Rhode Island. Are you serious? I mean, it's ridiculous to me. Okay, Norm.
I think they're figuring it out. I think this year has been, a year and a half has been well spent for intelligence. I've been thinking about this. I think we were all very afraid in the beginning that this was a setup. They wanted to lure us into Gaza. And true, they've had a year and a half to dig in, but Israel intelligence is, I think, even more sophisticated. And they seem to have figured it out. Now, God forbid some cataclysm is waiting for us, but we seem to be doing this very methodically. And this time, rather than raiding and withdrawing, we're bombarding, invading, and holding. And we've learned that they don't care about their lives, but they care about their land. truth around them. This is both my appraisal and my hope, you know.
Well, let me say this, Norman. Thank you for your share, and I'm going to margin it a little bit, but by me saying what I said, right? And I'm so happy the rabbi said it. I really love Caliph. By me saying what I'm saying, I can't tell you how many ivory tower Jews are saying he's not a Jew because he doesn't agree with Israel's stance in eliminating all these people. I mean, yeah, listen, I'm pro-Israel. I'm a Zionist, proud Zionist. But isn't that my right as a Zionist to question the other Zionists? So these ivory tower Jews are going around now saying, see, he's not a Jew. But it's bigger than that. Because yesterday we had a room, it was a great room, and I got kind of dressed down yesterday, Norman, because I roll with self-hating blacks, allegedly, right? Because you're not allowed to have your own opinion. If you don't fit the community narrative, you lose your black card, you lose your Jew card, you lose your Italian card. You know, and it just doesn't make sense to me. How are we supposed to grow, no matter what community you are, unless you have the conversations and have discourse in those conversations?
I think that discussion and even arguments with love, friendly arguments, are part of Jewish tradition. Vigorous discussion.
Get no argument for me. Good morning, Harry. Good morning, Nicole. Bunny, how you doing, Bunny? LSL, how you doing? Guys, if you're on stage, please ping people in. Let's have the conversation. I don't know, Norman, man. I'm just tired of the hypocrisy. Why is one person's way the way? Why can't I have my own way? Listen, I know, Rabbi, I apologize in advance, but it's just who I am. You know, I have 7 tattoos, and I like bacon in the morning, man. Does that make me a horrible Jew? Maybe. I don't know. I don't care. But let me tell you something. Rest assured, when October 7th happened, who was the first Jew to stand up? Didn't that count for a lot?
I don't think it counts for that much.
I don't know what it counts for, it doesn't count for, but I think one of the points you're making here, Jay, is that there are things about Jewish peoplehood being part of a nation, a tribe, a family, that extend beyond how one practices or their particular political view on this issue or that. There's something bigger at play. Right? I think October 7th and lots of other things like that have give folks an opportunity to activate that, right? And say, I'm part of something bigger, right? It doesn't matter how so I practice Judaism this way or I don't practice it. That's okay. But that doesn't excommunicate you. Political views don't excommunicate you from a national community. It might be uncomfortable. Maybe. But nobody gets to take your status away.
I'm going to say thank you, Rabbi. I'm going to say something very polarized. See, and this is just how I feel. And I said it the other day, and I'll say it again. Jews are probably the most hated people in the world. And I don't get it. What the fuck do you care what religion somebody is? But shit like this, where there's division in communities, where you're saying, oh, you're a Jew, you're not a Jew. You're black, you're not black. You're not black enough, Nicole. It just makes no sense to me. How can I judge you from your lived experience that makes you who you are? You could be whoever the fuck you could be. You know what's funny, Rabbi? It's usually, and I find it's usually the far left liberals who will scream about trans rights, but they want to take away your right as a black man or as a Jew or an Italian or a Latina. You're not Latina. No. It's always the far left that does the division. And it makes no sense to me. Boy, Hector, good to see you, brother. It's just, I don't understand. Why are people so invested in others, Edmund? Listen, Edmund, I have a lot of admiration for you because you just don't give up, and that resonates with me. But you're batshit crazy, but I still like you. I'm not going to tell you can't be Edmund.
I mean, I went to a matzo ball party. I asked this cute young Jewish girl. I said, if you were king of the universe, what would you do? And she said, I would do wealth redistribution. So there's a lot of liberals in the Jewish community, and a lot of liberals are victims of their own mentality, or they will become victims of their own mentality. And that's why I said, even though you stood with the Jewish people, or you are Jewish and you stand with the Jewish people, I mean, the point is, wisdom isn't free. You have to read a book, read the Torah, read the Tanya. And a lot of these Jews on this app, they don't read books. And if you're a really angry person, you didn't get the message in the Tanya or the Torah. That's part of being, if you consider yourself a religious person and you're still getting angry all the time, I mean, where's your emunah? Where's your faith?
Well, let me say this. I think real Jews, good Jews, stand on the side of what's right, even if Israel is wrong. That's just my opinion, right? But like I said yesterday, I opened up a room and I got dressed down because I have conservative black friends. I only mod self-hating blacks. And I'm like, wait a second. That doesn't even make sense. You don't even know these people in real life. But even if they're conservative black, who gives a fuck? What do you get? How does it not fit in the black community's narrative? Just like how what I say doesn't fit in the Jewish community's narrative. It's these Ivy Tower Jews and these radical people on this app who just want to separate everybody because it don't fit their fucking narrative. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's politics. I mean, Judaism is political. I mean, maybe people disagree with that sentiment, but I think all communication is political.
I don't know what I get more if you're not a Jew, or you shouldn't be talking on black subjects. Well, what's a black subject? How about just a human subject? I'm curious to learn about a certain community. I want to learn about the oppression in this country. How do we help it if we don't know about it? Or we just go about our lives and just mind our business?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good app to become aware of certain things, but there's a lot of goofies on this app, and it's an entertainment communication spam app. I mean, and you're talking about yesterday. I mean, be in the now right now. And that's the problem with a lot of these people who want to gaslight and feed you gasoline. I mean, that's why they're here. They get their dopamine kick, and, they get their little political position in this bullshit little ecosphere. That's one of the reasons why I like this $7 feature where you can't get kicked from a room. As probably the most kicked person in all of Clown House history, the fact is a lot of people don't want me in the room because they know I'm live streaming on YouTube. So what it does is, now that there's an anonymous person in there, they'll probably think it's me because I've conditioned everybody. But the point is, it polices their speech, and they're not going to say egregious, ridiculous, racist, stupid, low IQ things.
Yeah, I never got the people, why people give a shit whether you live stream or not. I could care less. If you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to hide.
It's just, it's in their mind's eye. That's why it freaks them out, because, they think there's an observer or something.
I don't care if there is. I'm not doing anything wrong. Good morning, Nicole. How you doing?
Good morning, everybody. So, I'm the slow kid in the classroom this morning. I saw we updated. I just went ahead and did it. But what are all the benefits? Because I only see 2 benefits. So
I honestly don't know. I know you can see who viewed your profile. I know you can go anonymous. But the thing with the anonymous thing is you can't chat. You can't talk. You're just there listening, which Edmund loves. But Edmund's communications, by the way. But I really don't know. I paid for the year, and why not? It was $50, and so people can't call me a cheap Jew anymore, Nicole.
a cheap Jew. Oh my goodness. So that means we can't get kicked from the room if you are a monthly payer, yearly payer. Is that what it is?
If you're anonymous, you can't be kicked out.
Oh, anonymous. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when you hit that little switch on your, I guess, when you're not in the room to go anonymous, you can go into places and listen. Listen, Clubhouse never monetized itself, really. So I have no problems with them looking for money now.
They should have did this like 3 years ago. 4 years ago.
No, you cannot comment when you're anonymous. I am liberal. You can't do anything. You can't type in the chat. You can't go up on the stage. None of that. So, Miss Nicole, man, I always enjoy when you come to my spaces because you always bring respect, and that's to me the key part of the conversation. In your profile says you're a proud Black American, and I respect that. You could be a giraffe with purple polka dots. I care less as long as you're nice. But why are so many people trying to divide every community, not just the Black community?
It's the elite. I tell people, if there is no Republican or Democrat, if you just like think money, it's the elites, and they love to watch the peasants, the non-elites, and they love to watch us go at it, because while we're going at it, they're shuffling the money, moving the money around. So you have the liberal elites who benefit from certain policies that the people who are not elites think that benefits them, and it just puts you in a position to not compete with them. See? And the right will have you believe in what they want you to believe, and it's all about money shuffling, money, and who's going to be in power. And once the non-elites figure that out, will be some mixing up people. I went to a festival, I went to a festival this weekend in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. We just picked a random place and just went and we did stuff like that. We pulled up and it was so many mixed people. I was like, do people understand this is real America? Like, if we weren't just